I am Frank DeMarco. I am the Deputy Director of the Gloucester County Board of Chosen Freeholders, and I ask you, if you are able, please stand while the Semper Fidelis Marine Corps League posts the colors. James Hogan, deacon serving St. Michael Archangel Parish, to do the invocation.
Today, we are here to honor those who have served our country and given their lives so that we may stand here and still live in freedom. We need to be constantly reminded of our gift of freedom and of those who gave all to make sure future generations continue to know life in a free, democratic society. Remembering those who have passed is only half of our task that is before us today. We must also carry their love, honor, and duty forward to the future generations that will pass. Our children and grandchildren must know who they were, what they did, and why they did it. To do anything less will be a disservice to their sacrifice and their memories. Those that are gone created a clear pathway for us to continue on. We must never waver from that path of freedom and democracy. Take their memories, take their dreams, and walk forward, shouldering the cause of freedom. Carry it high and proud. They did, and now you must walk forward for them and for our children and grandchildren.
Thank you. It is my honor to introduce Melissa Pratt, a Rowan College of South Jersey HSOP student and Clearview High School senior, to perform the national anthem. Immediately following, Kara Kaufman, Post Commander VFW, Post 5579, will lead us in the pledge.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still
join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. I'm honored to be here with you today, and I would like to thank our hosts of today at Rowan College of South Jersey, and welcome all the dignitaries in the room. Of course, we have Donald Norcross, our congressman. We have you've heard Jim Hogan, James Hogan, our clerk. We have Joe Chilla, Gloucester County surrogate. Fred Keating, college president. And I'd like to acknowledge all the board members, the trustees who are watching this at home on their computers. As you know, today marks the anniversary of Armistice Day, the ending of World War I, the war to end all wars. So today we honor our veterans who unselfishly placed their lives in line for our freedom. Those men and women were ordinary people until they heard the call of duty and answered it. They left their families, their homes, their lives to protect our country. As we honor our veterans, we thank them for their service and sacrifice. We also salute those who are currently fighting for our freedom here and around the world. Veterans Day is truly about thanking those who have served our country. Would all the veterans who are here today please stand if you are able so we can acknowledge you and thank you for your service. Thank you. Gloucester County is committed to the well-being of our veterans. Our veterans protect our country and sacrifice their lives so that we can enjoy our freedom. And we believe you deserve benefits in return. These are not benefits that we give to you, but benefits you have earned. You have earned the use of the county's VA medical clinic that delivers timely and quality health care. You have earned the access to quality education here at Rowan College of South Jersey. You have earned a top spot to seek employment through our one-stop center or the many other programs we offer. You have earned the access to our great full-time Veterans Affairs office and staff that never stops working for our vets. Rest assured, this Board of Freeholders will continue to provide you with access to all benefits you have earned. You are our heroes, through wartime and peacetime, at home and abroad. Those of you who have worn the country's uniform deserve our gratitude and respect. We shall always remember the sacrifices made by you and your families, and we thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce a friend of Gloucester County's, the president of Rowan College of South Jersey, Dr. Fred Keating.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Rowan College of South Jersey. We are extremely proud, to those of you in attendance and those online, to host this event under extremely difficult conditions. But maybe that's the true test of this country, that we accept and understand that our military and our veterans have been the ones that have gotten us through these situations in the past, and they'll do it again. So we're proud as an educational institution to be part. Our motto here is that we are a student-centered culture, but at the core of that culture is the veteran. We have established everything we can to be what's ranked in past years as a military-friendly college school, and we believe in that to the beginning and the end of what we do every day when we come to work. So we're proud to be a part of this relationship with the county, to host this event, and to offer our veterans that are currently serving and those that have served the opportunity to get on with their life with regard to the aspect of education, which we believe is a cornerstone of their future. And we're proud to provide this piece to the veterans of our country. So we welcome you. We once again want to honor the veterans, those serving, with regard to what you're doing for this country at this time. And once again, we hope you will take time today, as all of us here in this educational sector will do, to reflect on that thought. Thank you.
Thank you. I would now like to introduce John F. Ryder, Jr., U.S. Coast Guard 1989 to 1997, and RCSJ Director, Student Affairs and Military Services.
Good morning, and welcome to our annual Veterans Day ceremony. To our live stream viewers, I welcome you also. I would like to give a special shout out though. We were reached out by a nursing home who houses some veterans, and they are joining us from Christchurch Harbor Apartments in Baltimore, Maryland. So we are reaching out further and further, Fred. 2020 has been a crazy year for everyone. The pandemic, the economy, the elections, it's triggered a lot of confusion, chaos, mistrust, and has changed the way we do business. The one thing we will continue to do no matter what is going on is never to forget to honor those who have served in our military. That tradition will continue regardless of pandemics, whatever crisis may be. Service members will gather regardless of the scenario to pay respect to their fellow comrades. Veterans Day gives us that opportunity to reflect on the service that the men and women of this country over the years have provided to a country to remain a free nation. Whether they have served on foreign soil or here at home, they all signed up to be part of something much bigger, something that provides the security for the freedoms that we all treasure so dearly. This day of celebration originated at the end of World War I, at the 11th hour, the 11th day, the 11th month in 1918, when all gunfire ceased and the armistice went into effect. When the guns went silent and the celebration began, the United States realized they needed to also recognize this. A year later, President Wilson named this Armistice Day a national day to celebrate the service of our military veterans. In 1954, President Eisenhower, with the support of Congress, changed the wording from Armistice Day to Veterans Day. And prior to becoming president, General Eisenhower, who was our military general at the time, supported the idea to increase the morale amongst the troops. This would be a day set aside to celebrate all members for their dedication and service to country. As we reflect on the conflicts our men and women have participated in over the years since the inception of Armistice Day, World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Gulf War, Global War on Terrorism, Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Inherent Resolve, and many other conflicts that have occurred in the Middle East. We know many of these warriors have come home and are now being received by a nation that is grateful for their service. This year also marked the anniversary date to the end of World War II, which was 75 years ago. Some Vietnam vets are celebrating 50 years of coming home this year. I myself and some fellow Gulf War veterans are celebrating our 30th anniversary this year. Many of these students that I work with now weren't even born when I deployed, but one common bond that all military members serve, once they serve, is the common bond of respect, honor, and loyalty for each other. Don't get me wrong, We enjoy breaking each other's chops about each other's branches of service. God knows we have a good time with that. But when it's time to come together, we operate as one well-oiled machine, and failure is not an option, because those at home are depending on those military members to do their job, do it well, and come home safely. Today, we have roughly 3 million active duty and reserve military members in an all voluntary military force. That is less than 1% of our total population that protects the nation, safeguards our rights, and the least we can do as a society and nation is be thankful for their service and their willingness to go into harm's way so our country can remain free. God bless our veterans here and abroad.
You know what, I'd just like to take a minute to thank the Board of Chosen Freeholders. I'm standing in for the director, Robert Damager couldn't be here today, but I also want to thank Freeholder Heather Simmons, Freeholder Lyman Barnes, Freeholder Jim Jefferson, Freeholder Jim Lavender. Thank them for their support in all this, and pass on their thank you to all our veterans. I'd also like to say thank you to the Student Veterans Organization for making this event possible. And now I would like to introduce the Camden County Emerald Society Pipes and Drums, who now perform the service medley. Please stand to be recognized for your branch of service when it is played. Thank you. housekeeping before I introduce our next speaker. I would like to say thank you to Dan Christie. Dan Freeholder Christie was supposed to be up here sharing this podium with me and couldn't make it here today. So I'm going to pass on his thanks and thank you for everything you do. He is a liaison to Veterans Affairs. But now I would like to introduce one of our friends, friend of Gloucester County, friend of South Jersey, Congressman Donald Norcross. Thank you.
Good morning, especially to those who served, but to the Semper Fidelis who, in the middle of a pandemic, still show up. They deserve a special round of applause. The Emerald Society did a great job, but they're going to have to add one more. We now have the Space Force, who will soon have their own cadets. So that's something that we recently added, and we're going to soon have veterans from there. But Frank, thank you for the kind introduction, certainly putting this together. Dr. Fred Keating, who has done an amazing job with this facility and educating those who need it most in the most affordable way and accessible way, and opening the door, one of the first to do it in veterans in such a special way, and we want to thank you for that. So here we are, Veterans Day, the 101st. You heard the history, how we got here. It is not Memorial Day, but they're never far from our thoughts. We're thinking of those 339,519 veterans in New Jersey alone. Over 15,000 right here in Gloucester County. I'm a proud father and father-in-law of 2 veterans. In fact, in many ways, I thank our military for my grandchildren. They met when they were in South Korea serving, and my granddaughter was born at Fort Hood, Texas, which forever will remind me in a personal way how special what they have done and the sacrifices they made. Because remember, when they went off to their different locations living around the world, their families are left home. There's that void of that spot at the dinner table. So when we talk about what we owe in terms of a debt of gratitude to those men and women who served, they put their lives on hold. They put their opportunities, whether it's education, work, or just being home with their loved ones. That's something special. And the way we treat them is indicative of the people we are in this country. We just went through an election day, which is the very active part of being a democracy. In many ways, it was quite different. In many ways, it's quite the same. Since the beginning of the history of our great country, we have voted. Just as the military has been there since the beginning of our country, defending our nation, our democracy. They go hand in hand on how special that is. George Washington, the first president, spoke about the military in a way that I think is indicative of the way we in this room view our veterans. The willingness with which our young people are likely to serve in any war, no matter how justified, shall be directly proportional to how they perceive the veterans of earlier wars were treated and appreciated by their nation. That is why we are here, to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for what they have done for our great nation. But when they come home, we also must be there for them, for those educational opportunities that were put on hold. They must have health care that's appropriate for the highest level of service to our country. And certainly employment opportunities, the dignity of a job, the dignity of being able to take care of their family, which was deferred when they went to work for our great nation. I was, earlier this year, in Belgium for the celebration and commemorate of the 75th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge and the end of World War II. It was remarkable. The largest group of congressional members in any one place overseas at any time in our history. As we walked down the streets in a small Belgian town, literally side packed with American flags being held by those who call Belgium home, thanking us for what we had done. Where a young Belgian vet at the time says to the American soldiers, "Why would you leave your home and go to fight for people you don't know?" The American vet says, "We're fighting for you because we're fighting for our values and what we believe in." Our values and what we believe in. That's what makes people proud of who we are and what we do, and for those young men and women to decide that they are going to serve their nation. And I will tell you, the favorite part of my job, and I serve on the House Armed Services Committee, and I get opportunities to literally go around the world when we're not in pandemic. And I'll give you just one small story. RIMPAC happens every 2 years out in the Pacific off of the Hawaiian Islands, where 37 nations participate in a joint exercise. We jump on a copter, fly out, hour and a half, and land on an aircraft carrier. And there we had lunch, and they try to group young sailors with their congressmen. And here I am with 4 young men and women from New Jersey. And one of them is a granddaughter of a dear friend of mine, and I had no idea. Literally serving around the world. And how special an opportunity to say thank you. But to look in their eyes at how proud they are to serve this great nation really says it all. And on behalf of a grateful nation, I want to thank all the veterans for what they've done for this great nation. God bless.
Thank you, Congressman. I noticed you still haven't gotten your hair cut yet. I know you said until the vaccine. I'm just going to ask if you've made your appointment yet. I know you were holding off for the vaccine. Thank you for being here today. Now I would like to introduce a guest speaker, John Ryder. We'll bring him back up again.
Much like the pandemic, it's been a tough road to put this together, but at the last minute, we found out that our guest speaker would not be with us today, unfortunately. He is probably sitting home watching this, and we are so very proud to have him here as a student. We will be reading his speech, but I want to give you a little bit of background about this gentleman. Our student is First Sergeant Bernard Moran. He served 22 years in the United States Marine Corps and retired at the rank of First Sergeant. He participated in Operation Desert Strike in the Southwest Asia in 1996. He participated in Operation Enduring Freedom in 2002, went back for another tour in 2007 and 2008, participated in Operation Inherent Resolve in 2008, and also went back for another tour in 2011. He was activated once again in 2011 to participate in Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan, and he went back for another tour in Operation Inherent Resolve in 2013 and 14. He's been awarded the Meritorious Service Medal, the Marine Corps Commendation Medal twice, Marine Corps Achievement Medal twice, Navy Marine Corps Commendation twice, Combat Action Ribbon, Joint Meritorious Service Medal, Navy Unit Commendation 3 times, Good Conduct Medal 6 times, National Defense Medal twice, Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal, Southwest Asia, Global War on Terrorism Medal, Iraq Campaign Medal, and NATO Medal. He's also received certificates of commendation, appreciation, and letters of appreciation. Bernard is currently a student here at RCSJ. He's a member of our Student Veterans Group, and we're proud to say he's got a GPA of 4.0. Bernard is a great example of an individual that's transitioning from the military, and I'm proud to have him on our team here. So without further ado, I'm going to go right into his speech. Good morning, staff, professors, fellow students, and fellow veterans. My name is First Sergeant Bernard Joseph Moran. I was asked to speak today on behalf of the Student Veterans of America. And however, before I begin, I would like everybody to get up and out of their seats so we can knock out some Marine Corps push-ups. He's got a sense of humor. A little bit about me. I was born and raised in South Philly. Prior to graduating high school, I knew I wanted to be a United States Marine. As a senior at Roman Catholic High, I went to the local Marine recruiter's office without my parents' knowledge and signed up. On October 31st, 1994, 26 years ago, my recruiter came to my house, picked me up for boot camp. The next morning, I was on a plane heading for Parris Island to begin my journey to become a United States Marine. I am not going to lie, my emotions were all over the place. I was nervous, scared, and terrified. Well, terrified is probably a better way to explain my emotions. After going through some of the worst moments of my life for 13 weeks in Parris Island, I earned the title United States Marine. In 1995, I was sent to Camp Pendleton, California, as my first duty station. To make a long story short, I could not wait to make it to the 4-year mark so I could get out and become a civilian again. Like most young Marines, that is all we talked about. Sometimes you would hear from the guys how much they wanted to get out. However, coming up to my 4-year mark, I made the decision to re-enlist for another 4. I thought to myself, if I got out of the Marines now, what in the heck am I going to do back in Philly? After I re-enlisted, I was sent to Japan for a year. I then transferred to Camp Lejeune for 3, and in 2002, I was voluntold that I had to go on recruiting duty. Finally, after a very long and stressful 3-year tour as a recruiter, I transferred back to Camp Lejeune. While in North Carolina, I volunteered to go to Iraq on a year-long deployment, attached to a military transition team with the 1st Iraqi Army Quick Reaction Force. I deployed 2 more times, this time to Afghanistan, on 2 separate occasions for 7 months each. In 2014, I transferred back to Camp Pendleton, which is where I started to realize I was not getting any younger. I thought it'd be nice to be home and spend some much needed time with the family. Being away from home for many long stints at the time, I missed out on an abundance of family events such as birthdays, graduations, reunions, and much more. After much thought, I submitted for retirement from the Marine Corps on July 31st, 2016. I was honorably discharged after serving 22 years of doing something that I absolutely love. Coming back to the local area, I ended up briefly staying with family in Williamstown. Honestly, I was clueless of what my next steps were going to be. Part of me was like I really didn't want to do anything due to working 12 to 14-hour days with little to no time off. But a short vacation, I landed a job in Philly as a manager. To be quite honest, I struggled in my first civilian job as I started to struggle with the transition from military life to civilian life. It's not like I could not do the job, but I was having issues adapting to the lifestyle that I was used to living for 22 years. After working for a year, I decided the best thing I could do was resign. The transition for me was really taking its toll. So finally, I had to walk away from a possible career that could have proven to be very beneficial for me years to come. The military does a fair job transitioning its members to civilian life after serving 4 or even 8 years of service. But I think something should be done to assist those that have served 20-plus years and better equip them for the challenges of civilian life. I looked more into the benefits that I rated from the Veterans Affairs Office, and I found some interesting things that I actually rated for and I didn't even know about. Nonetheless, one of those opportunities was help finding a job, along with finding something that would interest me. After talking to the counselors at the VA, it was suggested I go back to school. So last fall, I started my first semester here at RCSJ. In closing, I'd like to thank all my fellow veterans from the Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, and Marines for your bravery and selfless sacrifices you made for our nation. I am proud that I had the opportunity to serve while going through some of the worst times of my life with men and women that we are and will continue to be lifelong friends. I am grateful that I can be around fellow veterans here at the school and in the community. Finally, I'd like to thank Terry Germano for the assistance, dedication, and tireless work she does supporting veterans and families here at RCSJ. Thank you, be safe, happy birthday, Marines, and happy Veterans Day. I know, Bernard, you're watching, and thank you.
Okay, at this point, I would like to bring up Surrogate Joe Chilla, who was the former liaison to Veterans Affairs.
Brian. Each year, we like to recognize a couple people, at least one student veteran of the year, and without a doubt, unfortunately, because of health reasons, Bernard couldn't be with us today, but we are recognizing Bernard Moran, First Sergeant, United States Marine Corps, as our Student Veteran of the Year. And we've got a plaque from our Student Veterans Association, and Freeholder Chilla has a proclamation in which will be forwarded to them very shortly, Bernard, as soon as you get better, pal. The other individual that we would like to recognize at this time is a certificate of support and recognition for assistance provided to our veteran students and military service office. This year, we're going to recognize Dwayne Sormiano. Get up. Everybody in the room pretty much knows Dwayne. I don't have to go into his history. Dwayne has been a staple in the county. He's a force for veterans. If you're a veteran, he will hound you and help you. Dwayne has been a longtime friend, and he's been a great asset for his college and my office in particular. So at this time, I'd like to present our certificate of appreciation to Dwayne Sormiano, United States Navy veteran. In appreciation for your tireless efforts in support of the United States Armed Forces, we honor your service, your courage, and most of all, your sacrifices, your dedication to the United States of America, its military, and Rowan College of South Jersey as being commendable. With heartfelt gratitude given on this day.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Freeholder Christie, we have a certificate of accommodation for Bernard Moran. It's a great pleasure the 2020 Board of Chosen Freeholders presents this acknowledgement recognizing your dedicated career in the United States Marine Corps, as well as your dedication to completing your degree of business at RCSJ. The Board of Freeholders thanks you so much for your service and wish you luck in your future endeavors. Signed by all the members of the board. On a personal note, I'd like to thank all the veterans who are here and who are watching live stream for your service to our country then and continued service now. Thank you. God bless America.
As we close, I'd just like to thank everybody that made this possible today. Hopefully, Congressman Norcross, you picked up a couple things today. We are grateful for your appearance here. We know you're a great supporter of the veteran community, and it's our honor to have you and host you today. But as Bernard pointed out, we still have work to do in the transition department. And I'm grateful. 30 years ago, I sat down with a gentleman when I returned home from the Middle East, and he listened to me. And let me repeat that. He listened to me. He offered me any assistance or time that I needed to prepare to come back to work. That conversation you had with that 23-year-old kid made a difference. Look at me now, Sheriff Hogan, and I thank you. That will never be forgotten in my book. The leadership, the respect, the compassion you showed me that day, I take that to work with me every day, and I bring it to work, and I'm paying it forward. I am fortunate to have my old boss and my new boss in the same room, because what I learned from this boss, I am offering to that boss. And that leadership style that you show me, Sheriff Hogan, I will always pay it forward to our veterans while I'm working here. So, thank you. So in closing, I once again thank everybody for coming. Those of us that joined from live stream, thank you for tuning in. And at this time, for a benediction.
We remember today all those who have come before us and given the greatest gift to our democratic nation, their lives, their duty, their honor, and their lives are precious gifts that must be given to the future of our country and our families. The duty of our veterans past and present is the fiber of the world freedom and is stronger by our recognition of service and sacrifice. We honor that service and sacrifice today and should carry it forward for all our children to honor. Freedom and democracy are the result of all the most honorable this country has produced. Today, we stand to honor the most honorable amongst us, and we must continue to carry the burden of their sacrifice, lest we lose sight of what true freedom is. Today is for remembering. Stand in honor of them. Walk in their path of duty. Remember the cost, and hold in your heart the cause of freedom. We remember today, Veterans Day, our veterans. God bless.
I want to take a moment to thank everyone who helped put this together, even up to the last minute. I'm sure a few of you have deleted my phone number. I want to thank you all also for wearing your mask, social distancing. I want you all to be safe. Thank you. Thank all the veterans. Enjoy the rest of your day.